Hello, Star Wars Galaxy of Hero players. This is Andy Tashordo, and today I'm going to be talking about the Gear and Zeta Crunch. I have had a video in the past talking about Zetas and where to a better place to find some of them, but today I do want to talk about a little bit more of that and a little bit more of how to improve on the gear in a few different areas of the game. So first off, they've had some great improvements recently with the Guild event store, where you can get a decent amount of gear for a decent price on guild event currency. And then also they've done it in the shard store as well. This is great, getting 5, 10, 6 pieces for like just barely over 100. That's great. That was a great improvement. But for the most part, Zeta and Gear Crunch has really been tough. When you need a lot of Carbantes, a lot of Mark III sensor arrays, stun guns, stun cuffs. Those ones are like the most popular, that you need like 50, 100, 300 for one character, going from Gear 8 to 11, or Gear 7 to 11. And maybe even some into Gear 12. So I want to talk about different areas that can be improved. So this video idea was inspired by Mick Moll's kind of the state of the game itself, and how he suggests on some improvements. Some of it I want to agree with, yes. Well, I kind of agree with a good amount of it. I kind of have a agree and a disagree with the fact of his talk about the developers not listening to us. Actually, I think they are, in a way. Like, yes, there's time constraints, and the amount of people they have working to build this game can affect on the time of things getting released. Like, yes, we got improvements of the currency in the events, the event game, the territory battles. And then there was some talk about wanting a dark side, and they've already had that one in place, that they got the dark side coming out. So, but for the most part, yes, there could be some improvements, I bet. But I can't say, I can't say for sure what they listen to, what they note down, what they see as like a 80% they see on the forums common complaint or something like that. And it also probably depends on they might have a ratio of the percent of people typing about it, adding info about that specific subject. Is this a really complaint, or is it a complaint towards just like 5 people complaining about it? And so yeah, it just depends on probably that too. I don't know for sure. I don't know how they run their system. If I did, it'd be a little different story of what I'm talking about. But for the most part, yes, there can be there's always improvements, and listening and trying to get info on developers. And honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing a team of 1 to 3 people, if they can hire in, that control work with the forums, but they also kind of address a little bit of Grievous is like a great idea, for example, but we got him planned down the road. We will not say this until for sure later on. So something in that nature. So they have some replies to that. I know they have a few people in the forums that do reply. A lot of it is to bugs and stuff, and for the most part they keep up on the bugs. They really do. They keep up on the bugs, and so I'm glad for that. So, but for the most part, yeah, Mick Moll talking about the Zeta and Gear Crunch, that was really what I agreed with. Zetas and Gear Crunches are insane. I would, to be honest, like, you need, like, he said it was like over 1,000 something Zetas that you need, Zeta mats. I've actually done a video on it before, talking about how many Zetas you have, and they keep adding and doing reworks on characters, adding new Zetas here and there. And Night Sisters is coming around. There's probably going to be at least 3 Zetas there, maybe. Well, let's look really quick. How many Zetas are we going to get? So Old Daka has one, I know. Well, let's look at them. Let's just look at them. So the leadership, not leadership. Serve Again has an opening for a Zeta. And making sure. Night Sister Nimbleness has a Zeta that's possible. She already has Zeta'd out with the leadership. And Whoa, 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 whoa. Really? Oh, yeah. That's right. I took her up to level 50 and got her to that far up, so. Tells you 2-star to 5-star. Of course, she's only 43, so that's the difference. And yeah, this one, so we're getting 2 Zetas from Night Sisters, so that's going to be 40 more Zeta mats that we need. The game for me, at the current rate I'm at, Zetas, it's going to take me like forever. I'm going to be like, because I only get like a Zeta a month, basically. Even if I did start using, it depends on, the gear ratio, or not the gear, the RNG of the ability to get Zetas. Excuse me. So it always depends on that, and to be honest, it could improve, because I only get sometimes within a week period I get 5, maybe 5. So in 4 weeks I get about my 20, and right now I am at 17, so I need 3 more, which I also have to start saving up on ability material Mark 3s, and Omega material, just to get up there. So I'm going to kind of address all that. So first off, actually I was just in that area, my mistake. So the first thing, Mick Mole did mention this, and I agree wholeheartedly. For Zetas, this should be a 3 to 5 refresh, or chances to get Zetas. This would speed up Zetas quite a bit. Honestly, doing this where every other week someone gets a Zeta isn't going to hurt, because eventually they're going to save up, and then they're going to be like, I'll just throw one on Peo, or for whatever you call them, for the fun of it, or something like that, because they're going to eventually get caught up on that. Getting a chance to at least do 2 Zeta characters a month, I would love that. A lot of people probably would love that, getting 2 instead of 1, because that's 12 months. That means I'm going to only have 12 Zetas. People have been buying and refreshing. If their fleet is high enough every day, they probably, can get close to that, to a month, to where they have, like, R2 Zeta'd out, BB-8, Vader, Maul, Savage, within the, a 6-month period. And 2 of those characters, Thrawn even, and Nihilus, full all Zeta'd out. That's a lot of Zetas to farm. That is a lot of Zetas to farm. So that is one, suggestion. Also talking about chances, he also talked about all the challenges not taking a 10-minute cooldown. They could at least, lower the cooldown to like 1 minute. Hit that 1 minute, 150 minute, or allow us, if once we get to the maxed out of the current maxed out level, where we can actually use sim cards, like over here, sim cards, we do the multi-sim. Once we get that, we can hit it 5 times, and then we get we get gear and stuff quicker. And when we're lower level, the refresh is like 1 minute or something. So it's going to take maybe a grand total like 5 to 7 minutes. And that's a good amount of time, because you're going to be working on your daily challenges, daily achievements, stuff like that, daily activities. So, that's where I could see that improvement can be added. So, but yeah, going back to Zetas, that's one idea. So another idea, let's see if I click it right. Going over to here, we have an Omega event coming up. I have talked about this in a video before, and I'm going to talk about it again. I'd say add another tier just for Zetas. If you make it 85, that's fine. Make it a decent challenge, but not like I throw 3 characters versus 3 and they just get stomped on, in phase 1 and 2. But, at least allowing us needing Gear 8 characters, Gear 8, Gear 9 characters, just to, unlock them. Because the first tier to get the 112,000 credits is, 30, then they go 50, then 70. Naturally, you'd think they would go 90, but we don't have level 90 yet. Another thing is these Omega battles could be a 20, 40, 60, and 80. So we'd have like level 85 characters, and then you got the Zeta battles at level 80. That would be a different change to it. It just would allow us to have a way to farm every other week, or whenever they do Omega battles, they can change they changed the name to Omega Zeta battles, but just allowing us to get more Zeta material, and maybe, at least refreshing to get one more, or like 2 each time these events come up, and that wouldn't be too bad. And honestly, let me know if you guys agree with that. Would you like to see these Omega battles changed to Omega/Zetas, and the level differences changed as well? Players can then start, getting some credits early on to help them push through, the multitude of getting characters needed. And actually, early on, gaining that little bit extra credits is not going to hurt, because they're going to have, a surplus of extra credits, and then once they get closer to when they get mods they need to unlock, and they get characters getting closer to 85, they spend quite a, I think it's like 5 to 7 million just to get a character from 1 to 85. So it'll get to the point where they won't have an abundance of credits, unless they're saving and they're not, farming all these characters, just, working on a few at a time. So that's one thing. So, and another thing he talked about, and I agree with these battles, these challenges, is adding, like right here, I got all these different abilities, or not abilities, gear. Adding a few more pieces of gear to each of these challenges, that would immensely change the need for gear. Because, like, here's Carbantes. Of course, changing maybe the amounts in here too would not hurt, especially the ones that are most common, the Carbantes, these Mark IV keypads, something of that nature, to where we actually can get gear a little bit faster. Another area I could see, gear changed, as well as just a big change in general, is the guild store. Yes, granted. Ooh, yoink. Hold on. Yoink. I might as well snag it before I forget. The gear store, like, a lot of this stuff I don't need for characters, or the costs. The costs are pretty insane. And honest, like you compare these to like the guild event store and the shard store, way different costs. And honestly, first off, I can see a cost in the change of the the gear. Like, full pieces it isn't too bad to spend 1,200 currency just for a full piece on certain items. And certain items, maybe, the full piece would cost 600. Like say, getting a Mark III sensor array. Boom, right off the bat, costs like 800, but you're getting one right there. Adding those in would not hurt at all. But changing the cost and adding more variety would not hurt. So yeah, gear-wise, it would not hurt to add, like, maybe another row or two. In another video, I talked about adding another store. I kind of always talk about this, and I'm going to try talking about it a little more than, what I've talked about with, like, Phoenix characters, even though I've talked quite a bit of videos on Phoenix characters. I've, like, made 7 or 8. But adding a store for using the use of ally points. The use of ally points can be, a game changer. A little bit of a game changer. It's not like, make it where, boom, you're level 85, you already got 12 characters, 7-star gear, 12, within 2 months. No, I'm talking about, this would be like good for early game to mid game and a little bit more. Like these would get the gear pieces. Like, here, let me go to this one here. Let's see, it's Emperor Palpatine. Nope, not that one. This one. So a Mark V Carbonite sensor array, you need to create it, and it takes 2 of these Mark 8 Ba armor mods, and then to create that, you need 2 of these Mark 7 electro binoculars, and then you need Mark 3 thermal detonators, 2 of those, and then you need a bunch of those, but those are easily farmed in challenges, and those are easily, farmed in general. But then you go to here, and you need, just 2 of these, and you need this. And this one is one of those ones that it is used not like a lot, but it would help if we were able to purchase like 5 of the salvage, 3 to 5 of the salvage in like an ally point store. You know, spending 400 to 500 ally points on, you know, these low tier gear like the white, the green, the blue, and maybe, you know, the cost of the gear in guild store, that cost of ally point for like 2 stun guns or something like that would not hurt to be added into the store. So, but yeah, again, that's my thoughts on how to improve Gear and Zeta. Gear and Zeta Crunch, the Gear and Zeta Crunch. It's just, it could be better. Okay, I'd say it could be better. Like I said, again, the costs in here for these, like right here, 7, but I never get 7. I always get 3 to 5. That's the max I've ever seen. I think once I got 6. But if they're gonna make it to where it actually says, you know, 3 to 7, they should actually put it on these specific gear pieces. If not, if it says 7, you should be always getting 7. And honestly, these amounts should be correct. Always getting 5 on these, always getting 7 on these. 7, 14, 20, so 35. So every, you know, day you farm these, you get 35. So on a second day, like if you haven't farmed Carbantes until the second time the event comes, or the challenge comes around, you'll be getting a level 50, or you'll be at least getting a Carbante completed for, you know, its gear piece or whatever gear piece it's combined with. So honestly, you know, like I said, just those slight changes would not hurt the game drastically. Just adding like more choices, more variety, you know, changing the amounts that cost, like in the guild store, it would improve the game a bit better. And one last thing on guilds, on guild stuff, is the raid itself. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, I forgot to do battle. Wait, I think we got in late, so I think I actually am a 0. Yes, I am. Very dead last. Anyways, the rewards. When you usually, at least with me, what I've noticed is when you get a reward in any of the raids, unless it's probably way high up, I don't get that high because I have stronger guild members, but tank takedown and the Rancor raid, I usually get 2 pieces of, like 2 stacks of like a gear of salvage, like 12 of this, 12 of that. I wouldn't mind seeing like probably 4 or maybe 5 stacks. Of course, maybe it also depends on the like if I got green, blue, or purple, or gold. But you know, adding like a certain amount, like say gold would be 5, purple would be 4, blue would be 3, and then green would be 2. You know, it's just so players can actually get a little bit more out of the rewards of the raids. So again, that is my thoughts on Zeta and the Gear Crunch. Let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with any of these? Do you disagree? You know, let me know in the comments below. Or, you know, I encourage you to make another video, you know, make your own video, but that's up to you, obviously. So again, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I know this was a long and, you know, tedious video, but I had to get some more info on it out, some more of my thoughts out there on how to improve these areas. Again, thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.